What's up, guys, and welcome back to the I'm Hungry podcast. And we're back for another week in our lives, I guess. That's just what this is at this point. It's just us talking about, like, hey, man, what's up? How are you?
Isn't that always how it's been, though?
Isn't that what podcasts are? Like, what was what was the first podcast? It was just some dude, right?
The
like
first
he was like,
podcast.
I know, like,
Well,
Bill
the
Burr
first
has
podcast,
been
wasn't
doing
it like a
podcasts for
radio
while.
announcer, transatlantic radio guy? Like,
So it was
hey,
just
welcome
like-
back to the TV. Welcome back to the show tonight, folks. We got a great show for you tonight. We're gonna talk about
So
on the
basically,
radio.
we need to turn this into like a late night show.
Yeah, well, we did a late
Eventually.
night episode.
Yeah. Go watch that if you haven't seen that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun. Fucking, it would be fun if, like, imagine we're like Jimmy Fallon at the end of our lives. We're like, welcome to I'm Hungry. That'd be cool. That'd be neat.
That would be cool.
But yeah, what's up? Oh, audience. I want to say this first.
Okay.
Audience, guess what day it is? It's my birthday. Woo! Yeah, it's my birthday. I'm turned 22 today. But yeah, I guess we'll talk more about what I have planned. I don't really have shit planned. That's what I got planned. I asked for the day off. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything. Like, I had a lot of ideas and I just didn't do any of them. I was just like, can't really be bothered. And I don't know. My birthday's always kind of been like that for me. It's just like, because it's at the beginning of the year, and my mom's birthday is a month before, and then
Yeah.
my sister's birthday is a month after. So I don't know. And then, like, there's Christmas. So, like, I personally, I've always just it's always just been like, it's always caught up on me way too fast, and I'm just like, oh, like every year that happens to me. But yeah.
Like, oh yeah, shoot. So how's it feel being 22?
That Taylor Swift song.
Is there? I don't know any Taylor Swift songs.
Really? No.
No, I know
There's a
nothing.
song where she's literally it's called 22, and she's like, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Oh, I have heard that song.
Yeah, fuck that shit, bro. I saw a theory, like, somewhere in, like, the dumb side of the internet, where it was like Taylor Swift is actually the archpriest of, like, some, like, magic cult from the 1980s, and she's just, like, been keeping herself immortal. Her name is, like, her real name is, like, Xena LaFay or something like that.
Well, how old?
Aleister
how old is
Crowley.
Taylor
Yeah, that's
Swift?
like, she was part of, like, Aleister Crowley's cult or some shit. What?
How old is Taylor Swift?
Yeah, I don't, like, only, like,
34. That's what it says.
yeah, she's
online.
she's a millennial,
Okay. Yeah.
or so they want you to believe. I love spreading misinformation on the internet. No, but
I enjoy spreading misinformation on the internet.
it's your job
Well-
to figure out if it's but it's definitely not real. That's definitely not real. I just think it's funny because, like, with how much she's taking over the world, it's like, wouldn't it be funny if she was actually, like, evil? Like,
But that's like the classic. Like anytime somebody gets like super successful, everyone is always like,
yeah.
"Oh, I bet they're evil," or
All
I bet
according
something.
to
You
plan.
can't collectively as humans we're jealous of things.
oh yeah,
that
I'm
get
definitely
so
jealous of
good.
Taylor Swift. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
all that money. Well, I guess that sounds very greedy. I don't know, but just, like, the influence she has, I guess. Like, I feel like she could do a lot. Well, she's probably already doing a lot of good that I don't really fucking even know about. Shout out Taylor Swift. Come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast.
Come on the
Taylor Swift.
podcast, Taylor Swift. But anyways, if you like the podcast, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you watch us, wherever you watch podcasts. But yeah, do that real quick, just in case you haven't.
Before you, this is the check-in mid episode.
This is the mid-roll ad episode where we scream our advertisements into your ear, if we had any. No, you know that a meme from, like,
No.
it's like Fairly Odd Parents, where he's like,
Oh.
there's a scene where he's like, and this is where I would put my trophy if I had one.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I have seen that.
yeah, I don't know. What'd you do this week? Did you do anything cool?
I worked a lot on my senior design project.
Facts.
We made a lot of progress on it. Like, we have the lab all set up. We're gonna do experiments next week, and it's like crazy the amount of stuff that I'm like in charge of on, or not like, yeah, I mean the amount of stuff that I'm in charge of and having to manage on that project is crazy.
Damn.
But I'm like, yeah.
Is it too much? Do you feel like you're overwhelmed?
I don't feel overwhelmed. I just feel I'm irritated by all my other classes because at this point, come on, it's last semester. My classes are all stupid, and I
Yeah.
still have to study for exams and do presentations and do homework and like, come on, it's stupid.
I think, looking back, I feel like high school was like better, for like in terms of like general like actually like teaching you things.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Like,
What like
I think
yeah.
I've learned. I feel like like working on this project especially. I realized that I have a lot of skills now that I didn't have before college. Like real world applicable skills. You know, like I could actually I could be an excellent engineer at a company.
Wow.
And I'm just choosing not to. You know, that sounds so arrogant, but you know, I have the skills. I didn't think I did, right? I thought coming out of college, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm ready to be an actual chemical engineer, but I feel like I am after doing this project and applying things I've learned, because you learn how to be an engineer, not like how to do specific engineering, you know, chemical engineering or whatever. So I feel like I have those skills. And in high school, I mean, what do you learn? What real world skills do you get out of high school?
True.
It's mostly book learning, right?
Well, I feel the same shit about it. Like I'm gonna bring it up again. Fuck ASU. Like I don't know. Like maybe it's a U of A difference. Like I get what you're saying, and I feel like I still don't get that at ASU.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the most hands on I remember getting ever like was my sophomore, maybe, yeah. No, I'll give you a junior like fall semester lab.
Fall semester lab. Well, so that's like hands-on, hands-on. I don't necessarily mean like touching stuff lab, but like have you had to like solve a problem in your life or like in a job or solve a problem outside of like a homework assignment or an exam, and then you realize that you were using skills that you learned from your classes?
No, but that's probably because I haven't had an internship or anything like that. I haven't done anything pertaining to material science, really.
Yeah, right.
And you know, I want to blame other people for that, but you know, that's probably on me. I want to blame my counselors. I want to blame my teachers. I want to blame.
Well, it's up to you to get the job, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what you got. You just at some point you got to just go get the job. But I think once you do, you'll find that you have more. Like, if I asked you to, I don't know what's like a basic, like, design problem that you might be asked to do in a job
For
as a material
science
science engineer. Yeah.
Probably just like spectroscopy, so like XRF. Do you know what that
Okay.
is? Probably,
Not
yeah.
XRF specifically.
X-ray fluorescence is what it stands
Oh,
for.
weird.
But yeah, it's like
But what about like if I asked
it's
you
just like
if
identifying materials, like identifying the elements
Yeah.
of like what. So someone brings a sample in, they're like, "What is this?"
Sure, but that's still like more like lab hands-on stuff. I'm thinking more like problem solving. Like if I
Yeah.
said like I don't know, if I came to you and I was like, "Hey, I'm making a bridge, a little mini bridge out of this polymer or something like this sheet of plastic, but I don't know what plastic it is, and it's breaking every time I build the bridge or something. Could you help that person? Could you help me understand why it's breaking and figure out what polymer it is?" And like I don't know. This is just a random. I'm pulling
Yeah,
this out of my butt. But
yeah, but like I would need. I would just need like the proper information. Like like what comes to mind is we use this one software, and it's like patented or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called CES like EduPack by like Granta or something, and it's just like this huge like encyclopedia Rolodex of all these different materials and their like different like tensile strengths, like
Yeah.
ultimate tensile strength, yield strength, Young's modulus, all that shit, like a lot like shit like that, just
Mm-hmm.
quality values and stuff like that. So like that's what I think personally would come in handy using if someone asks you like build a bridge or like this material isn't good enough, like help me find a better
Yeah.
one. Like you'd use that, but then also so like yeah, you could really get into it if you're looking at like the microstructure of like the concrete, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, how is this like developing when it's like setting, when it's drying and stuff. Yeah, I guess material science is just like, because that's the thing about it. I knew this when I was getting into it. It's still like very new. It's still like
Yeah.
a developing field. A lot of it is like very micro. It's very I like to think of it akin to something like astrophysics or something, where it's like you're adjusting something at the very like beginning, like you're
Mm-hmm.
firing a rocket, right? So you need to get like the measurements exactly right, or else you're gonna
Yeah.
miss the fucking planet. Similarly,
Right.
in material science, it's like if you're growing a crystal and you need that unit cell 011, you need that aligned in that direction specifically.
Right.
Like you need to make sure all your shit is perfect right at the beginning, or else it's fucked. And then
Yeah.
it's gonna grow fucked, and you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, that's fucked, and then you gotta start over. So it might not like like that worries me as well, because I am not the most like precise person sometimes, I guess. Precise is the right word, I guess. Because I'm pretty accurate, I would say.
You're pretty accurate. You're pretty accurate. Just not precise. Well, I think the fact that like, I mean, I think it seems like you know what is going on, right? I think that's how I
I
felt. I
feel
was
like
I
I
could.
know what's going on, but like
Well, that's
I feel like
but
I'm
that's
like
how I felt too,
just
though.
like I'm at the end of the rope. Like everybody's up there. I'm like, yeah, guys, yeah, the 011 plane, the slip plane. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like I felt like I knew I could explain like to someone the basics of what I was doing, but couldn't really like I knew I could do like problems if they were given to me like a homework problem, right? But when I'm actually like for the senior design thing, I'm having to like I need to figure out how much energy do we need to how I need to order a heater, a heating element from a company, right? And they need to know the wattage of that heater. How do I figure out the wattage of that heater? Well, I need to figure out the required rate of change of enthalpy of heat transfer to the plastic that we're pyrolyzing, right? So that means I need all the physical properties of the plastic. Well, what are the physical properties of the plastic? It's going to be a mix of plastics. Let's take a conservative estimate and take the one that has the worst physical properties and assume that the sample is 100% of that, right? And then I can go, okay, what's the enthalpy of vaporization of that? What's the heat capacity of that? And then I can do this thermodynamic
Yeah.
pathway to get it from solid
Damn.
plastic to melted plastic and then vaporize it with pyrolysis. And I can figure out the total amount of energy needed. And then I can assume, based on literature,
Bro.
like based on research, I can assume a reaction rate, right? And just say, let's assume that it's going to be a constant rate of pyrolysis. And then I can say, well, if it's going to be a constant rate of pyrolysis, I'm pyrolyzing this much mass per hour. That equates to this much thermal energy per hour that I need to put into it. So that means, and then there's my wattage, right? There's my energy per time that I need to deliver. And then add 20% so that we don't undershoot. You still oversize instead of undersize it. And then that's the answer. So like, and that's just a combination of stuff that I learned in different classes. And I realized as I was going through it, I was like, I know what the next logical step is because of those classes. Like I know, oh shoot, I don't know what the material is. Well, let's look up some materials and pick the one that has like the worst properties. That's like step one. And then step two is to find the physical, or pick out the physical properties I need. And then step three is, it just goes on and on. It's like, it's cool because the problems that they at least gave us in my classes are actually surprisingly similar to the problems that I have encountered so far. So I feel like we know more than we think we do
Yeah, I
practically.
mean, I've been stuck in this fucking statics class for the past 3 years. Literally, I'm gonna fucking blow my head off. Like, like it drives me crazy, dude. I hate this.
Is
Fucking
it
class.
going better this time? Oh my
No.
god.
But like,
Dude.
I think everybody's having a bad time, so it's a
But
little
you've
better.
taken it 3 other times or two
I,
other
I like
times.
I'm more optimistic because my cousin's in this class too. For some, like, it just happened like that. I was like, hey, and he was like, hey. And I was like, cool, hey. But so we like go to the library after class sometimes, and we'll like try to get the homework done, study and stuff, and we'll like talk about we just had a test, and we like talked about it together, and we like made
Yeah.
the like equation sheet and shit, you know.
Is
So I was able to answer all the questions. So like
okay.
I guess I am doing better because I was not able to answer all the questions on any of the other tests. So I at least put something down, like, you know, like the equations and bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, my hair is getting way too long. I haven't cut this shit.
Oh, it is very long.
I haven't cut this shit since
Wow.
I got kicked out of the house.
Really?
And that's, yeah, and that's like why I've been growing it out low key, because I'm like spiteful. I don't know. And I don't even know
I
what it's
hate-
about. I don't even know, like, it's like annoying kind of.
Well, you have like lighter hair than
Yeah.
I do. So and it's not like curly. That's probably the biggest thing. My hair gets so curly when it's long, like all this crap in the front and everywhere. So when it's like long,
Yeah,
it
your hair has
sucks.
like a shape. My
Yeah.
hair is kind of just like,
Yeah, it like flows.
yeah, that's funny.
So I cannot stand when my hair is too long. It gets shaggy and looks awful. I can't do it. So I have to get it cut like this is approaching the limit of what I can deal with right now.
Facts. Yeah. I really want to grow. I think I've mentioned this before, but I want to grow it out to where I can donate it. I think if I could donate my
Oh
hair,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
that would be cool.
That'd be fun. But yeah. Fucking,
Wait, so what is when you donate hair? Where does it go to?
Oh,
Just
something
wigs?
else happened this week. What?
When you donate hair, does it just go to making wigs?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
don't really know.
I was like, what other
honestly.
use is there for hair, for donated hair?
There was something else that happened
Must
this
be
week that I
wigs.
wanted to talk about, but I totally forgot.
Oh no,
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get surgery soon.
for what?
My nose.
Oh yeah, for
Did I talk about this?
septum.
Yeah, I have a deviated septum, and
Mm.
so my nose has just always been kind of a little fucked. But like, so yeah, I went to this doctor, right? I went to this doctor back in like December or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me that like my nose was fucked and that like we could do surgery, but we need to get like my blood work done first. So then I just saw him like this past week again, and we like looked at my blood work, and we need to get, so that was for like my allergies. We're gonna like get my allergies solved, because if I don't get my allergies solved, it's just gonna like the problem is gonna flare up again.
Yeah. Okay.
But ever since like I saw him in December, I've noticed it like way more. Like, I don't know if you can hear it,
Yeah.
but I'll try breathing through my nose real quick. Like, like, do you hear that?
That's so creepy. But yeah, wait. So is it like when it go? It sounds like a valve opening and closing, like.
Yeah, but like
that.
breathe through your nose. Like, it doesn't sound like that for you. I can't hear. Yeah, I can't hear shit. You just breathe
Oh,
like a normal.
I'm probably not
person.
breathing loud enough.
Oh yeah, and also the Discord shit. But yeah, fucking.
Oh yeah.
Either way, like, I cannot breathe at night. Like, I realize like I'm a little bit of a mouth breather, bro. Like, and that's kind of embarrassing. I breathe through my mouth a lot. Like, now
I
that
might breathe
notice
through my
it-
mouth a lot too. Wait. I feel like when I sleep, I just prefer my mouth for some reason, and it's not even because my
Yeah.
nose is.
I prefer my
clogged.
nose. My mouth gets all dried out when I have my mouth.
No, it
open.
does too, for me too. I just deal with. I feel like what happens is I don't actually know, but definitely when I'm sleeping, I think I breathe with my mouth probably. Maybe not, but you're supposed to breathe with your nose, right? Maybe you should get. Isn't there tape you can put over your mouth? It's like
Yeah.
called hostage tape or something, and you can like It
Some
like forces
bullshit.
you to
I think
breathe
that's
through your
like
nose.
I think that's like garbage.
Is it?
It's like not real. It might
What?
be, but
Well, just why not just do regular tape, duct tape, duct tape your mouth shut when you
yeah.
sleep, and then suffocate yourself.
Yeah, why not use like what's the difference between
There's
sleep
literally
tape and fucking duct tape?
There's no. I think it's literally probably the idea came up, and so they made a product for the idea. But you could use any tape. I mean, maybe there's a safety thing, like you can break through the tape if you need to with your mouth or something. But you can find a tape that'll do that for. Just use masking tape or just get a freaking
Or just don't
like
sleep with
strap
tape
a-
on your mouth. Like the fuck?
Well,
Like that's just a crazy concept to me.
I don't. Why? It forces you to breathe through your nose. And when you breathe through your nose, don't you get like better dreams?
But
and,
what if
like,
you have a
better
nose like
sleep?
me and you're like fucked? Like
Well,
literally
okay,
like
get your nose fixed first, then do the tape thing. If
you
you
can like
still
see
breathe
it
through
in
your
the
mouth.
camera how it like curves. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe I'm
wait,
tripping.
Turn your
But,
head
like,
the other way.
I can totally see it.
Okay, now go the other way. More. No, like yeah. Go back the other way.
You can totally see it, dude. I don't know. I can see it. Fucking. Either way, I'm getting surgery on, and this is another thing I hate about the adult like just world in general. Like, it's all a fucking waiting game, right? Everybody, and you know I think about this too, and I think it's because nobody wants to like commit resources to something that isn't like already like a sure thing. So that's why things are like sort of planned out in advance like this. But like. I went in on December, right? And this guy tells me what he needs to tell me, right? I come in again on like this week, and he tells me the same fucking shit. Like he tells me the same shit, and I was kind of pissed for a second because I was like, you really made me drive all the way up here just to tell me the same shit. And then he was like, yeah, so we could do surgery, and I was like, yes. And then he was finally like, okay, yeah, like let's get this done. And then like immediately it's just like boom, boom, boom. Like, okay, you got your pre-op, you got your post-op. This is when it's happening. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's happening next month. Like, and they even called me. They're like, I can get you in next week. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so it's like, it's just so like annoying how.
Yeah. Well,
it's
I
just
totally
like
get it.
It's like a snail. It's like it's like that one, and if you're on TikTok or some bullshit Instagram reels, you know, you may have seen this, but it's like that one little like the video where it's like, we wait. It's like now we wait, and we wait, and now we go, and we're going. Like that's how I feel. It's like a snail, and then all of a sudden it's like a rabbit, and it's like
Well, I think the reason for that, like I've especially this year working on the frickin' senior design project, I've become way more confident and assertive when I talk to like professional people or honestly anybody. Like when I talk to anybody who's doing their job, right? If I talk to somebody casually outside of their job, I'm a mess. Like socially, I'm not really good at that. But if it's like if we're both working on something and I am all business and I don't let that, like I've gotten good at not letting that happen. Like we have to call like the heating company, right, and tell them and ask them questions and stuff. And my teammates would like email them and then wait like several days for a response. I'll call and ask to speak with an engineer, and if they're not there, I will say I'll leave my information and I'll call back an hour later and be like, hey, I don't give a crap anymore. To all of you, I do not give a crap anymore about.
Yeah, fuck them, dude. Fuck all of you.
I don't. Like you're at work. We're both at work, and that's what we do at work, right? So I'm not gonna sit there.
Yeah,
and
we
be
literally
like, oh,
have
okay.
phones. Why are we like that, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? Why do we have phones and email is like the preferred like business communication?
Well, it's because I mean it is
like
nice, right?
Records?
Email is good
like,
for some
is it
stuff,
for
but
records.
maybe
Shout out
but,
Hillary Clinton.
But if you think about it, like if Foster, if like you were business and I was like business or something, and I wanted to call you and I'm like, I have this project and I have a ton of questions and we're working on it. I would like you to I would like to use your products, but I need to figure out which products you have that would work for us, right? So basically, it's like completely up in the air. That is the kind of thing that. No, that's where you don't email.
Oh, what?
Or sorry. Well, that's where you call multiple times. But if I said that over email, you would then you'd read the email and be like, okay, well, the first thing you
And
have
then
to
you'd
do
respond to
is
it tomorrow, and then you'd
yeah, and then I'd respond back to it the next day. Like it would
the
take
next day,
forever to get the
and then
chain
the
of
next
questions
day,
answered.
and the next
But I
day,
can instead
and the
just
next day.
call, and the next day,
and the next.
I can just call instead with my list of questions and then go through it and then take a few days and get all the work done that I need to do. Then come back and call and say, all right, I've done all this stuff. What are the next steps? You know, like I'm sick of. Oh, and like another thing, at the office where we have to order, like we order our stuff for the senior design project through this office on campus, right? And to go pick up our stuff that we order, like from Amazon or whatever, we have to go there and get the packages, right? And the people there are really awful about logging the packages and notifying us that they've ordered. It's just horrible, right? So yesterday, like 2 days ago, we were missing a bunch of packages.
What are their job?
I know. That's
Like,
their job.
what's
That's like
their
their only
job?
job, right? That's their only job.
That's
So
funny.
a few days ago, we were missing some packages. Like we hadn't even been confirmed that they were ever ordered from like a week ago. So I went to the office, went outside the
Damn.
lady who's in charge and knocked on the door and didn't get any response. I was like, okay, she's not in there. But then I heard like her cough and I heard her typing on her keyboard from inside the office. So I knocked again. I knocked probably waiting like about a minute to 2 minutes in between. I probably
She's trying to
knocked
duck you.
like 6 or 7 times, like dut 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 dut, and then wait a minute, and then dut 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 dut. I just stayed out there, and finally I did it, and she opened the door. She was on the phone, very angrily. She was like, "I'm in a meeting," and then she closed the door, and I was like, "Okay, there's plenty of. I'm sorry, but there's plenty of things you did wrong. There was no sign on the door,
Yeah.
right? Door was closed with no sign on the door. Okay, that's the first one. You
Yeah,
let me."
let's dissect this.
You let me do this for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
before you opened the door.
That is
Just
crazy.
open it the
That's
freaking
true.
first time.
Like,
and
bop,
tell
bop,
me
bop.
that you're
Hey,
in a
sorry, I'm
meeting.
in a meeting. It'd be like 5 minutes.
Yes, and I would be like, "Oh, sorry, okay." But this time, you let me hang out there for like 10 minutes knocking nonstop until you finally came out. And when you came out, you were so angry about it because you let me do it 5 times. Because you. The other thing is, there was a student intern in there. There was a TA or whatever freaking
Yeah.
thing. There was like a girl sitting at the table in the corner. Have your freaking assistant answer the door.
Yeah.
Like, what's
They
going
probably
on
don't
with
even
you?
know what to do because she doesn't even like tell them. She's just
Yeah,
like,
literally, she was looking at me from the corner with like a bewildered expression, like what's going on? Like, I was like, why didn't you just like, okay, if I was her already, I'm on the phone, I'm on a meeting where I'm not talking at all, right? She didn't say a word the whole time. She was just typing and like doing stuff. But like, I'm on the phone. Oh, somebody knocked on my door. I'll be like, I'll cover the phone. Hey, can you get that and tell them I'm in a meeting? And then go back to the meeting.
facts. Like literally.
It's the things. It's the logical things. It's the simple things that keep everybody happy. That people don't do. So that's a case where after she said that, I said to her as she was closing the door, I was like, "Sorry, I had no indication that you were in a meeting. I'm sorry," or something like that. And she closed it. And I was pissed, but I stayed out. And I said as she closed the door, I was like, "I'm gonna wait out here," just so she knew I was still gonna be there.
Let's go.
And I waited out there
Like,
for
I'm still
10
here, by the
more
way, though.
minutes. I waited out there for 10 freaking more minutes until she finished the meeting and came out. And then I was very civil and I said, "Sorry about that, but I need to get these packages." And then after that I said, "Hey, so our account online is not updated at all with the last few packages, and we've got no confirmation and no emails from you about the packages, so I'd like to check." And then she was trying to like duck you out of the oh, it'll
I
yes,
can't let you
we're
do
really
that.
busy.
Sorry, we're about to close. Blah, blah,
Yeah, like we're
blah.
really busy. And I was like, I just stood there. I was like, okay, yeah, no, could we like just check the orders or something? I kept saying it, and finally,
Nice.
I got her to
Dude,
go
fuck
on her
this. That
computer
that
and
shit probably
check
wasn't
the
even a
freaking
meeting.
orders.
She was probably talking to her fucking like boyfriend.
She
or
said she
some
was
shit.
placing an order for somebody or something like that. Like she was
Probably
calling,
placing
like,
an order for her boyfriend or a kid. I'm saying like.
Yeah.
How
But so
old
I
is this
waited
woman?
there. I freaking waited there
I'm about
until I
to judge her
accomplished
so
the
hard. She
mission.
probably
And
lives
when
in a trailer.
What?
Tucson.
it?
You're working at a post office at University of Arizona in Tucson. How old is she?
Like 30, 40 something.
30. Oh, okay. Maybe she's not a piece of shit. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't just judge. people.
There have been one of our sponsors was an engineering student here, and he had
Is
bad
she a
things
piece of
to
shit?
say. No, she's just not very good
She,
at
like,
her
gross?
job. No.
Okay.
She just doesn't communicate. It's kind of like, oh, I'm so busy and sorry. Yeah, we're just so busy. We can't update the account or send you the emails or do anything that's related to our job.
Okay, post
Like,
office lady.
yeah.
What are you
It's
gonna
like,
do?
come
Place
on.
more orders for your orders that are already backed up?
Exactly. Like,
Like,
come on. That's your freaking job. Anyway, so, but I was proud of myself and I realized, like, I do not care. That was where I realized I truly do not care. Like, I wasn't being offensive or angry or anything. I was just matter of fact and polite, but I was not going to be turned away. You know, and I think that's what you just have to, that's how you get things moving. Like at the doctor's office, right? As soon as you like said the keyword he was waiting for, or yeah, as soon as he
yeah,
said it,
exactly.
you're like, yeah,
Once I said like, let's do the surgery, he was like,
yes.
let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that's why meetings, like everyone's complains at work about like meetings are useless and they are, you know, you have so many meetings and they take forever and you don't get anything done. It's because people don't say the freaking keywords. People sit there with glazed expressions on their faces and go, "Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, yeah."
that's
Nobody
what I
asks
hate. No one wants
questions.
to be
Nobody says, "All right, what are we doing right after this? What are we doing next?" Like
the worst.
you have
Yeah,
to
that's
just
the
say
worst.
go.
Dude,
Anyway,
yeah,
I'm done.
no one wants to be like the decision maker. But then once someone starts making decisions, everybody points at that guy and is like, "I have a problem with your decisions." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I hate
And
that
that's
shit.
but I like if you're the one who makes the decisions and then people say I disagree with that decision, I go, yes, thank you for I would that's what I want. I want to be the one who makes a decision and somebody points out that it's not a good decision. That's what, like, that's good. We should all be doing that all the time. Everyone should always be suggesting things and everyone else should always be checking their work and suggesting better things and, you know, giving feedback. And so like when you take the initiative
Yeah,
and you're the one
it's
who
literally all
says
just
the
like
keyword,
ego born because we don't want to look stupid.
yes, that's literally it. I do not care if I come across as pushy or annoying when I show
Yeah.
up to the lady's office and wait there for 30 minutes trying to get her and wait, you know, force her to go onto her computer and check manually these accounts for us.
Yeah,
I don't
honestly,
care how I look because it needs to get done. And
that
I'm never going to see this lady again in my life.
yeah.
Like, who cares, you know? I wasn't we didn't have a negative interaction. I still like I've seen her since and there's nothing. It's just like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah.
So it's just business. It's just business.
Honestly, you're actually like so right about that. Like when I think about it, I remember like being in like Mr. Walls' class and you're like you kept
Yeah.
telling me like go ask him, like just go ask him. And I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't want to look stupid." And you're like, "Dude, like just go ask." And it's like, yeah, like literally like that's what like it's definitely something like I've had to relearn in college. Is like
Yeah.
you need to ask questions. And even at ASU, like I'm afraid like the biggest thing I just said, it's like you're afraid of looking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been times where teachers basically calling me stupid, like,
Yeah.
and it sucks when that happens, but you really do just have to keep like trudging through it. Like I remember I showed up to office hours, it was like 2 weeks ago or something. I don't know if I talked about this, but like I showed up and I was like, I had one of like the quizzes that we did for like class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was one question, not like a big deal. I was like, I wanted him to go through it with me because I got a bad
Yeah.
grade on it. I wanted him to like walk through it with me.
Yeah.
And I asked him that. I was like, could you like go through this with me? And he was like, he was trying to dodge me. He was like, he kept saying like, oh, the answers are in the slides. Like, what
Yeah.
are you asking? Like, you can just go look at the slides. And I was like, okay, but can you do it with me? And he was like,
yeah.
well, do you have like a specific question about it? And I was like, well, no, not really. I kind of just wanted you to go through like the A, B, C with me. And
Yeah.
then he was like, I'm confused. What do you want? And he was like, and at this point, I'm like, okay, man, like, sure. Like, cause he was like, he goes, I'm confused. And then he turns to the other guy that was like waiting behind me.
Yeah.
And he starts asking like him questions. I was like, okay, well,
What
fuck.
the frick?
Yeah, I was flabbergasted. I was like, what the fuck? And I start packing my shit away. And then I'm walking out, and then he realizes like, oh shit. Like he's here and he's asking questions. Like I actually need to fucking help him.
Yeah.
And not just like I don't know, people like, yeah. But so it's like,
That's like,
and he
that's
was like,
so awful. That's those. Okay.
yeah.
That professor and people, all professors who have that kind of attitude, when someone comes in and asks a question, like let's say
Yeah, I was at his
let's
office
walk.
hours. It was rainy that day. I remember
Yeah.
it. I showed up. So the office hours were 3 to 4 or whatever, or like 3 to 5, I think, or like 3:30 to
Yeah,
5.
yeah.
I showed up like 15 minutes like into it, because I figured like he'll already be there. He wasn't
Yeah.
there. I was just standing there for like 5 minutes, and then
That's
right when I was about to leave, he shows up, and then he's
Yeah.
like, and then I had to wait there for like another 15 minutes because he's like, oh, there are people on the Zoom that I need to get to
Yeah.
first. And I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, like, I'm
I
low-key
don't
pissed, but
okay. I don't care if that is the mark of whether you're a teacher or not. It's not
Yeah.
whether you can lecture in front of a class. That
Yeah.
is your job requirement. Whether you are actually a teacher is whether you hear, if you see as soon as I see, like when I was a TA, as soon as I see a student who has a question, I'm like, yes, let's do it. Like, what's
Time
your
to cook.
question? I'm like so excited to answer your question and to help you
That's
figure
cool.
this out. And if a student just says, can you literally just solve this problem with me? I would
that's the
an-
easiest fucking question ever. That's the
exactly.
easiest
And you
question ever.
and instead of thinking, oh, the student just does, like what he thought is maybe is this student just doesn't want to go look in the slides, he just wants me to do it for him. What you really should be recognizing, it's this student understands the value in having an interaction
Yeah,
with the
like a
person who
dialogue.
does, yeah, a dialogue, because you learn way more from that than you do from whatever they wrote on the slides. This guy's thinking everything I wrote on the slides is perfectly clear to him, right? But it's not to everybody else.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah. Ugh.
So like it's not
Like,
the
it's in the
easiest thing
slides.
to look on the slides. It's the easiest thing to go to the person
Zoom
who made
University,
the slides
bro.
and ask
Fucking
them.
killed us.
It's-
Murdered that American education system. Zoom COVID wasn't an
I feel like it was
wasn't a
already
pandemic
a
for us.
thing.
It killed what?
I think it
killed-
already had this. I'm sure it
Yeah,
already had this problem.
yeah.
Like there's people
That is
people
true.
who think they are teachers who then respond to individual questions from students that way, and it's disgusting. And you suck. You are not a good teacher, and you need to fix that. All of you people who do that, all you professors who do that, you need to
Yeah.
fix that, because you have to look at every single question from every student as a question that is worthy of a good answer. It should be like, unless you can physically, unless the answer is I don't know, you should not turn the question away, or unless it's like cheating, or obviously there's cases where you need to not do it. But
Yeah.
if a student asks you, can you just walk through this problem with me, you go, oh great, okay, yes, let's do it. And you just start from the beginning. Well, the first step is to do this, and and you can ask questions with the student along the way and be like, what part does any part of this not make sense, or whatever. Like, that's the easiest thing, that should be the easiest thing ever for a teacher to do.
They took a picture. That's me at the office hours, just like pissed because he's not there. I'm like, that's the classroom. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a great. To all teachers, don't let your students look like that when they're in your office hours. Like,
Yeah.
it should not be. That's not how it should be. The whole point is to teach people, and if
Yeah.
the student comes into the office hours with a question, even if it's not that specific of a question, you need to recognize that it's still a valid question that needs to be answered. I
Thank
hate
you.
it when they're like, you need to come with specific questions. You can't just ask me to like give you the answers or whatever. Why the frick not?
Yeah.
Why?
And it's
Show us
like,
how to
it
get
was
the
already
answers,
graded,
but give us
like-
the answers. Yeah. Like, show me the way that you get to the answers, and then write the frickin' answer on the board, please, and you will learn from that.
That's
right?
like ASU, dude. Is just like all the teachers are just researchers that
Yeah,
are forced
that's-
to lecture.
Yeah.
That like, it's so frustrating.
I
don't
think
know,
that's the biggest. That's like the biggest problem with probably with public schools and like bigger schools, is that
Yeah.
most of the professors are like researchers first and then teachers, and when you have that combination, they're not going to be good teachers. Like, it's the same in our department too. There's plenty of people who are who suck at teaching, and actually they suck so bad that most of the people who are like primarily researchers got like kicked out of teaching. And
Yeah.
now we have teachers who don't do much research and researchers who don't do much teaching, which is, it works because you don't have to interact as much with the sucky people, but they're still there,
Yeah.
and they still think that they're teachers. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just rough. Like,
Yeah, and I was just like, and I talked to my therapist about this too, and he told me, he was like, well, at the end there, like, isn't he doing exactly what you asked him to? Because like, as I'm walking out the door, he's like, well, no, I can
Yeah.
do it. I can do it with you, like, and I'm like,
It's like what?
yeah, but it's like I'm only gonna I'm only gonna beg so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You
Like,
were received very poorly, and
you turn me down once, you turn me down twice. Like, I'm gonna go. Like,
yeah, like that. That's
if you tell me to look at the slides twice, like look at the slides, dumbass. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Look at, like, my shit's there. Like, go look at it. Like, fucking, I'm gonna
Then
okay, man. I'm gonna get the fuck out of your shit then. Like,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. It's like he felt bad or something, and then was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." Like, no, you.
And I
that-
looked in his eyes too, and he was just giving me that look of like what's up? Like, are you fucking
Yeah.
you here right now? No, I'm like, okay, pal. Like, I'm gonna
There's a
leave.
guy, the lab safety manager that we've had to work with for the last few months trying to get our experiment set up, is a ridiculous, tiny little, annoying, mean person, and
For real.
and
for
he
real.
doesn't teach. He doesn't teach. He doesn't do research. His only job is lab safety, and it's really freaking it. He thinks he's. Anyway, I could go
Oh
on. I could
no,
go
I
on.
can like literally imagine what you're doing. He's like,
Yeah.
Guys, you need to be wearing closed-toed shoes.
or like that's actually
But
like a valid one.
that's
But,
the
like,
basic one, right? But yeah, it's other thing. It's worse.
Yeah,
It's like
it's just like way.
it's things like, and he'll be like,
Who
there
set
was
this
one
here?
in-
This can't be here. This whenever you're using the glassware, you need to put it right back in the.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
and you're like,
and
well,
it's-
I was just using it for like I'm still using it like as a
Yeah.
Oh no! Well, it's not supposed to be on this table. It's not supposed to be out here.
like
Yeah.
that.
It's like that. It's like that, and then not only that, but he thinks he knows so much about the actual science too,
Oh,
and he doesn't. And
he's
so then
just a
he'll
lab
ask.
tech.
He's just condescending, anything, a know-it-all who doesn't really know anything, right? And it's really annoying. But we've had to work with him. We've been forced to work with him because he's the one who finally approves our experiment to move forward, right? And he finally did this week, so that was great. So we're free now. But before that, we had so many meetings with him where he's just, and I realized he's not actually trying to be mean or anything. That's just how he operates, because we started to return his condescension and his attitude back to him in some, because we got really fed up. And when we did that, it did not change. Like, he didn't get angry or anything. He operated the same exact way. So I realized that that's just how he thinks the world should work, is people asking very condescending questions like, and what goes over here now?
Ugh.
Wait, so if you put that here, what does that mean? What is that going to do? What do you
Ugh.
need if you put that here? Like, that's just how he thinks the world works. And he'll let you sit there and guess the answer to his questions until you get it
I
right.
hate
Like,
that.
in one of our labs,
Like,
he
bro,
was
just
like,
fucking tell me. Like,
yeah, he was like, what is the pressure that comes out of the faucet? What's that pressure called? And we were like,
whoa.
the system pressure.
This guy's like a real life knowledge check. That's
the
insane.
yeah. And he's like, and we were like, the system pressure, the building pressure, the set pressure. And he was like, it starts with an H. You live in it. You live in it. Think about it. And we were like, I don't. And he was like, the house pressure. And we were like, you had to sit there for 30 seconds or a minute trying to guess that, and that was the answer. It's just a
It's like-
different word for the same thing we were saying.
Yapping, bro. Wasting
Yeah.
time. Like,
Seriously. And that's his whole thing. Imagine interacting with a person who does that 24/7, nonstop. So after a while, when you said the eye contact thing, I remembered that every time I meet with him now, I stare into his eyes directly and force him to break eye contact, just because I'm pissed at him pretty much all the time. But like, and he's the kind of guy who will
Oh,
do that to
God.
students. He will do that to students until they break eye contact. So we'd be in a meeting and I would stare straight at his eyes and he would look at me, and then we would be like that for
Chad, bro.
like 15
Chad.
seconds,
Holy
and I would
crap.
just continue, and eventually he'd break away and I'd be like,
I won. Dude, that's some Chad shit right there. That's like actual Chad. That's like genuine. That's like animal.
I have like zero. Yeah, I've got like zero fear from this guy. I'm
That's
like,
cool, bro.
You
That's
are
badass.
yeah. So I was.
Yeah. So now you're like you're showing him what's what in the lab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
it's
this guy.
annoying.
Like, if he knows so much, why is he there? Why is he not?
Exactly. Why
why
is
is he
he
not-
literally? Because he has literally been demoted to this
Yeah.
position.
If
He was
he's
like a
such
teacher,
a
he
if he's
was a
such a
professor or
smart
something.
guy and he knows and he knows that that's the house pressure and that
Yep.
needs to be the blah blah blah, like
Yep.
why aren't you head of the department? Why aren't you looking over the new experiments? Why aren't you
Yep.
looking at PhD dissertations? Why
Yep.
you know?
Yep, exactly.
But,
It's a great question.
man, I saw this. I watched House of Gucci last night, and there's
Okay.
this it's a pretty good movie. Lady Gaga, Adam Driver,
Mm.
decent. The Italian
Nice.
accents are kind of iffy, but it was
Wait,
pretty
is
good.
that the one with? Wait, no, sorry, never mind. Yeah, go on.
But it's basically just about Mauricio Gucci and like
Okay.
him and his wife, because his wife hired a hitman to kill him after he divorced her,
Oh wow.
and he died, and then she got indicted. She got like literally in prison.
Oh geez, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So now, yeah, and there's like this whole scandal, and now there's like no Gucci family members at Gucci anymore. But it's a good movie. Go watch it if you want. But basically, there was like the head of the Gucci family, Mauricio Gucci's dad, and there's this other guy. He's like the nephew of this dad guy, Paolo Gucci, and he's just known in the family as this like incompetent guy. He like
Yeah.
can't do shit. Like he's not really good at anything. And he comes to the dad with all these designs for these new like suits, these new clothes, this new line of like clothes, right, for Gucci. And he's talking about how he's like, this is a stroke of genius. Like you won't believe what I've done here. Like,
Yeah.
and then the dad's like walking, and he does this because Mauricio, the son, kind of like gets excommunicated after he marries this woman because she's not like rich enough or whatever.
Okay.
So Paulo comes in and he's like, I could be your new son. But he's showing him all these designs and stuff.
yeah.
And he's looking at it, and the dad like sits down and he's like, one thing that like amazes me in life is that there are these geniuses who they just exist, and sometimes they're not even like noticed. You really have to like dig and find these people, these gems of like brilliance that like can come around. And he's like but they all get drowned out by this mass of driveling geniuses that can't stop screaming just about how genius and about how brilliant they are. And then he's like, you suck. He's like, you're a disgrace, don't ever come back.
Wow. That's
But
rough.
that's like, I was watching that, I was like, damn, facts.
Yeah.
Because I'm a genius. I'm a genius. No, that would prove my point. But yeah.
But there are so many people who think like you can't go around thinking and showing people that you think you're such awesome.
Exactly. Because
You're such awesome.
I'm such awesome.
I'm
That should be the title.
Such awesome.
I am such awesome.
Like you cannot go like there's two things. You shouldn't go around thinking that, right? You really shouldn't go around showing that you think that. And there are people who do both. And there's way more people who do both than there are people who are actually nice, awesome people, right?
Yeah.
And it's
And there's always going to be something else,
Yeah.
Like you know a lot about chemical engineering, but you couldn't like I don't know
Like
if you can
do
do this, but
literally everything.
you couldn't
else.
like fix a car.
Yeah, no.
You
I mean, like
you
I
can
feel
do a job a
confident that
mechanic does.
Yeah, right. I feel like I'm confident that I could learn how to do that, right? But they have like that's not what I'm.
But that would take like time. That like
Yeah, exactly, and that's not
you're
what I'm
investing
doing, right?
in other
So-
things, and like,
Exactly.
we don't have unlimited time. So
Right. So you have to recognize that every single person has every single person has unique skill. I'm trying to like
Unique
exclude
value.
the people who think like every single person has unique value, except for the people who think that they're completely valuable, like in every way.
yeah.
Those people are the people who are not actually valuable.
Well, those people probably still have some innate value.
Yeah, I'm mainly thinking
If you can
like,
run faster than them, just
They
in
can
case of
be-
like a bear attack
yeah, they can be a sacrifice.
or like
Yeah,
a
true.
zombie apocalypse.
Everyone has a base value, but those people have like just the base value. No.
Maybe that's why the U.S. is trying to fatten up the American population,
Are they trying to fatten up the American population?
Yeah, I watched some like bullshit conspiracy video. I don't know if it's conspiracy or not, but it was talking about how like they're pumping the crops with glyphosate, which like takes away like the nine like the 9 critical amino acids that are like necessary in new like protein production, and it's causing like our guts to like unbind from their own cells, and we're like getting like leaky organs and shit.
Is there any evidence to support the leaky
I have
organs
no
thing?
idea. I have zero clue.
Because I feel like my organs aren't leaky.
Yeah, no, but that's because we're like
mean, maybe-
baller and we're like smarter and we're like more healthy
I see.
for no reason other than
Money.
is it money? I don't know. Maybe.
The only reason that people are... Money is like everything.
No, I feel like knowledge is everything.
No. Let's say you know. Let's say you know McDonald's is not good for you, and you know
Well, you can
should
buy
go to
knowledge
Whole
with
Foods.
money.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like if you have the knowledge that Whole Foods produce is what you should be eating instead of McDonald's, great. But Whole Foods produce is like 10 times more expensive than McDonald's.
True.
If you can't afford that, you can't do it. So who cares if you know? It's money.
True.
Everything,
Whoa.
literally everything comes down to money in terms of, well,
And
okay,
money
not
isn't
everything.
even real, and that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Money's not like the fact that we
Well,
built this society.
But
on
I
that.
mean, when you say money isn't real, like, sure, the paper has no value, but I would much rather deal with this paper that I pretend has value, and everyone pretends it has value, instead of giving you my laptop in exchange for a GPU, but then I can't use like, I don't want to lose my goods to get other goods.
What
which
if
is what bartering is, right?
every year, like on New Year's or fucking tax day or whatever, you lose all your money. You don't have any more money. You don't have any more money. You lose all your money, or you gotta spend it. You gotta spend all your money. Not even just like we take the taxes, but then we also take all your money. And you gotta make more money for the year, and that's what the purpose of like a job is. Or you gotta spend all your money on shit.
That's a bad.
Because the way I'm thinking about it is like you can have that's probably a terrible idea actually.
Because think about savings. The whole reason people need to continue
Yeah, like
working
investing
is 'cause-
and shit.
yeah, like you
But
can't
why do you need
live off
why
of
do you need to
your-
invest? Because the dollar is going down. You have less value in the dollar, and you have less buying power. But what if the government never fails because we take all your money, and we have all the money, and it's all our money?
I feel like there's like economic things wrong with the government having all of the money. Like
Probably.
what is the economy then?
Yeah, seeing their fucking spending budgets. Stop buying
No, but
so
I mean
many
if you-
F-16s.
I mean, if like let's say you all of a sudden got all of the money in the United States, what would the United States economy look like if you just held on to that money? How would people earn more money? You're basically saying the government, at the beginning of the year, the government has all the money, which means the government is what needs to pay the people who pay you. So it's basically the government is paying everybody.
So we're the real progenitors of society. We are the ones that make it happen. The government is just coming in here and being like, "Hey guys, play around with this paper that I can give you, but also since you're using the paper that I give you, you got to give me like 80% of it."
No, it's not because they were using the paper they gave us. It's because they're doing stuff for us that we don't have to pay for except
What
through taxes.
advantages?
Like we are paying. What?
No, I get freedom. I was gonna say, what advantages do I get as a U.S. citizen? No, but yeah, I don't want to get into it too much. I don't want to piss off the politicers or the
libertarian
politicos.
thing.
I don't know.
But I mean, the idea, and who knows if it works very well, is that
I like living in America. I like saying what I can say.
yeah, I mean, there needs to be a balance between freedom and rules, right? There
I
has
definitely
to be
grew up
balance
thinking that we
between
were like a Catholic nation, though. Like I definitely grew up like
Catholic
under the
nation.
assumption that like everyone was Catholic.
Yeah.
But that's That's just how I was raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I met a Mormon girl at Disneyland. She asked for my phone number. I was like, there are other religions? But yeah,
There are other religions.
we're sitting at like
Nice.
55 right now. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about?
I think I'm done.
All right, we need a thumbnail.
Oh wait, I did want to mention one more thing. It's about Darth Vader, obviously, but
Facts.
this time it's about the cod piece, which is like the diaper that he wears, right? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
leather, and I'm
got
my
little
Darth Vader that
leather
I'm
underwear?
trying to do. Yeah, and I'm trying to make the version of Darth Vader that was in the show Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? That's my dream because
Okay.
it looks really good. It looks
He's
awesome.
got the,
And-
does it have the, yours has like the red tinted glasses,
yeah,
right?
my eyes are too red right now. They need to be darkened. But like I'm redoing everything, by the way. I'm redoing.
I like the red tinted the best.
They are very cool. It needs to be very subtle though, otherwise it looks weird.
Yeah.
But I'm redoing everything. Like there's new models for the helmets, and I'm on the, because before it was the journey to quickly get a costume done so I could have it for that Halloween. Now it's the long term like car hobby.
Make it badass.
Yeah,
Car
making
hobby.
it
Yeah, that's
absolutely
a good
perfect, right? It's gonna be
analogy.
like year, because each, if I want the leather suit, right, like the real best leather suit possible, because I have a faux leather suit right now. The real one is like $700 for like the best you can get.
Damn.
So that's like, that's a long time of saving, right? And that's just
Yeah.
for one of the best components. So it's gonna, that's what I like about it. It's like a car hobby. It's a long term project where you save, I'll get an income and I save a little bit of it for my hobby, and that's what happens. But
And then you
Anyway.
can pass it off to your kids. And be
Yes, I can be
"This
like,
is
"Hey, guys,
my
look, you can be Darth Vader, too."
costume."
But there were two things I wanted to say. The diaper thing that he wears, there's a guy who is like, they're the 501st Legion, right? The people who do the costumes.
Yeah,
They're
like
working
the
on
legit
making.
people.
Yeah, the legit people. They're working on making the costume reference library, which is like the standards for this version of Darth Vader, because it's new, right? So it takes them a long time to like pour over all the behind the scenes stuff and figure out exactly. And there's one guy who's like pioneering it, and he's done a really good job, and he's making cod pieces, that's what the diaper things are called. And so I reached out to him and said, and because they look really good, and I reached out to him and asked him, and now I'm getting in touch with him over Instagram, and I am continuing the philosophy of don't care about being pushy or annoying. If I'm going to pay this guy like $100 for a leather cod piece, I want it to be the way I want. So there were problems I had with his other pictures that he's shown of other cod pieces he's made for people, and I asked him, would it be possible for you to, decrease the size of the wrinkles on it and add more smaller wrinkles instead? And would it be possible for you to hand work the leather before you stretch it over the
Damn.
mold so that it's all wrinkly like it is in the show? And I'm just continuing to ask him to send pictures of each step so that I can like approve it. And I know, I'm sure that's probably irritating, but I don't care. I'm gonna pay him. It's his job, right? And it's and it's my thing, so I should be able to have that input. The other thing was, because I want to look like exactly like Darth Vader. I'm gonna probably make a muscle suit based on the dimensions of
facts.
David Prowse, who's the original guy,
Nice.
because he was like a bodybuilder. So I want to like
That guy's
compare.
massive. That
I
guy's
know.
Tall. Wasn't he tall as fuck?
He's 6'7", yeah.
Holy shit.
So what I'm gonna need to do for the height
You need
is
some massive boots, bro. Yeah.
yeah is like what I was thinking is I may have mentioned this, boots with platforms right on the sole, and then paint those with that like 99.9% black paint so that it looks like you
Yeah.
can't really tell what I'm stepping on. Like, is he wearing lips or is it just the cape shadows? Like I'm just like
All right.
hovering a little bit. We'll see if that looks up.
That's cool, actually.
It might look really cool. It might look stupid still. I don't know. But there is a lot of
neat.
shadow down there in the body because you've got like the cape and the robe, and it's all black. So if you're in any kind of shadow,
Yeah,
you
no one's
can't
gonna
really
be, like,
see what's happening. Yeah. So if it's
paying-
like pitch black down there under my feet, you're like, is it what is going on? And then you won't really. Hopefully, you'll ignore it, and you'll just be like, like yeah,
True. That's cool,
Um,
bro.
yeah. But anyway,
You're gonna
so I
be
wanna make a
you're gonna
muscle
be like
suit
one of the
with, like-
first ones to have like the best new Vader.
Yeah. Well, I want to be. Yes.
Nice. Fucking, and that what you're saying about like asking the guy to like do a bunch of shit too. I feel like that's like you're the kind of customer you want as like a craftsman. Like he's working with leather and you're asking him to like do all this new shit, but
Yeah.
you don't really, you said like you don't really give a fuck and you're gonna pay him anyways.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the best kind of customer where like you have someone that's like pushing you to like do a little more shit, and you're like trying new things, but they're like, oh fuck it, like I don't give a shit, I'll pay for it. But
Yeah.
like, can you try to like?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm literally like, I don't care if it's not exactly perfect how I want it, because I can modify it too when I get it, like if I want. But
Yeah.
I just want it to, I just want you to, if it's possible, try these things. And I have a feeling, because the things I'm asking him to do, I think are the way that the cod piece was made originally. I think what happened, because it looks like what he did before was he stretched smooth leather over the cod piece, then went in with like a soldering thing and wrinkled it up in the right places. On the actual prop, the pictures of the prop, it looks like it was wrinkled up as a flat sheet, then stretched over it. And those wrinkles stay there, but they're pretty shallow and they're being stretched, right? That's what I think happened. And so I asked him, can you work the leather? And he did. He showed me a picture and it looks awesome. And I have a feeling that the end product, when he does these things, is going to improve. Like, I have a feeling it will improve his product. It'll make it more accurate. And that just is going to get him more business. So I feel like you're right. Like if I was him, I'd be like, oh, I appreciate someone who like is also as obsessive about this as all of the rest of us,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, oh shoot, this actually looks really good. Maybe
Yeah,
this
and
is
then
probably how I'm gonna do it.
once he starts having a better project or product because of you, you already have the better product, but you got it at a cheaper price because he was
Yes,
selling
exactly.
it for shittier. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
cool. All right, yeah.
Business.
I think that's everything. Is it?
Yeah.
Everything.
I think so. We need a thumbnail though, right?
Yeah, we need a thumbnail. What
Um,
I am. What's the title? I am such awesome.
I am such awesome. Yeah, sure. What should we do for the? What if you hold up the photo again of you in the office hours?
No. I
No?
don't want to do that.
What if we do like? Oh shoot.
L vape. I bought a vape for the Phoenix Open. Don't vape, kids.
I feel like you're not the best spokesperson right now, but
Yeah, no,
sure.
it's just kind of like nicotine is like the worst thing ever because it's like it's so short. I don't know. Like that's I want to be. I'm not gonna talk about drugs.
This is a drug-free podcast. Well,
Is it though?
not
No.
really, but like we can strive.
What's the I'm hungry stance on drugs?
Well, I feel like we should be-
Decriminalization.
well, of what though?
Yeah.
Like not
'Cause-
of cocaine.
Yeah, like I don't want to like I don't think what they're doing in like San Francisco with like the decriminalization of all fucking shit is like good. Because
Wait, all of it?
yeah, bro, they're just doing heroin on the street.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
feel
bad.
like everyone would agree that that's not.
And they're arguing because it's like so, and they have these like harm reduction centers too. You should go watch the Channel 5 video about it if you're watching this. But Channel 5 did a great video about just like all the decriminalized areas in the country right now where they're just doing hella drugs. But yeah, it's just like they have like crazy shit out there that just like it grabs you, like you know what I mean. Like I watched Train Spotting last night too. If you ever seen Train Spotting,
Mm-mm.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh,
So Obi-Wan.
yeah.
It's he plays a fucking heroin addict in like Ireland, and it's just about him and his friends doing fucking like heroin and drugs, and about like their struggle to like get clean and like get a
Yeah.
life. And yeah, there's this one guy who like he's like super straight edge, and he's got like a girlfriend. He works out, he plays soccer, and then his girlfriend breaks up with him, and then he's like, "Let me try heroin," and then he gets AIDS and dies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good.
So like hella
I-
sad, but yeah, it's just like that shit just like it just grabs you. I've never done heroin. I'm never gonna do heroin. I'm never gonna do anything harder than like
Yeah.
psychs probably.
Yeah. It's
I don't even really want to do
Really
psychs
sad.
anymore.
what?
I don't really want to do psychedelics
Oh
anymore.
yeah.
I did them a couple times in high school, and it's just like they're fun, but it's like this is the real world, you know?
Yeah.
We're living in the real world. There is no, like, there might be other dimensions, but we can't get there yet. We can't get there yet.
Else. There's nothing else.
No, there's definitely more shit. There's definitely more shit. There's definitely higher dimensions. String theory is real, I think. 11 dimensions. It's all vibrations, sound, universe. But it's like we can't get there yet. So we need to figure out how to get there. Once we can get there, once we like can start like being like like all scientific about the bullshit, and then if we're like, oh, when we take LSD, we naturally vibrate higher and we can like sift through this higher dimension. We can like see it now. Then we can start being like psychonauts and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do. If you want to take fucking mushrooms, LSD, go fucking take a mushroom LSD. I don't give a shit. Just be aware. Just like be aware. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything in life is a balance, and it fucking sucks. It's so annoying having to be like aware of everything all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, I guess, yeah. I don't know. You don't do drugs, so.
But I mean, it's like it's everything though. Like
everything is a drug. Video games, movies, coffee, YouTube, TikTok,
but also
soda.
Not even just drugs, just like you know,
McDonald's,
things that you normally do. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, what's our thumbnail?
What is our thumbnail? I have no idea.
Like, I am such awesome.
We should be like.
All right, sure.
Or we could be like.
We've done this before, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure we have done that.
Let's just do like super high up cross.
What if we like write something?
That's too much work.
Yeah.
What if we do like?
Do you have any sunglasses?
I do have sunglasses.
I have sunglasses. Let's both wear sunglasses.
All right.
I'm gonna grab my sunglasses.
Okay.
Entertain.
I'm entertaining. Audience. These are my Arizona Wildcats sunglasses. I'm branded now. I was very entertaining the last few seconds, Foster. Oh, he can't hear me. Those are some crazy shades.
We're like I'm getting like spy energy right now. You know what I mean?
You look like you're gonna go snowboarding.
Yeah. And we're like, yeah, like I'm just like look at the camera like, yeah, that's cool. All right. Thanks. Cool. All right, bet. I am such awesome.
I am such awesome. I'll leave these on for the rest of the episode.
Happy birthday to me.
Oh yeah, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Foster.
All right, you know.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, nice. Yeah.
Everybody wish Foster a happy birthday in the comments.
Yeah. Wish me a happy birthday in the comments. If I don't see it, you didn't watch the whole video.
Yeah, only those who made it this far.
If you are watching it, if you see this right now, comment "Happy Birthday, Foster" in the comments.
But people
below.
are probably going to do that anyway because you, well, probably not because nobody comments. But you announced it at the beginning, so maybe say if you got this far, say like "Happy Birthday," something weird, like "Happy Birthday to you."
If you got
Foster.
this far, say "Happy Birthday, Gavin," because that is my coworker and he has the same birthday as me. It is also his birthday today. So happy birthday, Gavin. Yes. So if you made it this far, comment "Happy Birthday, Gavin" on the video.
We'll know that you're a real super.
Or fan. "Happy Birthday, Gavin" and Foster. Or yeah.
Just include.
Because I want the wishes. I want the wishes as well. Foster and Gavin in the comments below. Happy birthday, Foster and Gavin. If you made it this far. And then if you clicked out and you went and you commented "Happy birthday, Gavin," you didn't comment me. I know you clicked out and you didn't even make it this far. Nah, but. We're getting too meta. This is too many. This is too many levels. We're inceptioning too hard. All right. 1 hour and 10-minute episode. Pretty cool. Long one for you guys. But yeah. All right. Follow us on Spotify. Follow the Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube. Check out the Patreon. We listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. But that's about it. Have a great week. I'm Hungry Nation. Peace out.